I'm Justin Davis, and this is Drone Camps RC. Today's honest review, we're checking out the iFlight Cinepick 120. Super awesome looking little quad. I have the blue canopy version with an XM Plus receiver on board, and here it is in the box. Looks super nice. I love this frame. So let's go ahead and show it to you close up. 4S batteries, 450 to 550 milliamp range, and you could go a little bigger if you want. 120 millimeter 3K carbon fiber unibody on the bottom of this, and it has the dead cat style frame, so it has that forward swept camera design with the motors on the side. Cat X Baby Turtle up top, 1080p at 60 frames per second, and it finishes the file if you unplug the battery, which is nice. 32 gigabyte card on mine today. It's an extreme card, and here is the TPU canopy with the cover. Looks good there. And the antenna's in the back with the dipole. 4 bolts holding that top plate on so you can access your stack. Here is my micro SD card tucked in the front right there. We have a Whoop 200 milliwatt VTX on board with smart audio and the Sussex Whoop flight controller with 12 amp ESCs. It is 4S capable, thank God. And we have the capacitor in the back right there, running down to our XT30 right there for our battery. USB port is on the bottom for accessing Betaflight. And we have 4 bolts on the bottom holding each motor on, and a nice TPU bumper there for the motor. HQ 3x2 props. Those are 3-inch props with a nice medium cord and a soft taper on the end. 2 bolts on top, that Zing motor. Those are the Zing Nanos, by the way. Super sweet. These are 1105 4500 kV motors with that beautiful finish on board. Let's check out the finish again. It's really nice. Everybody loves the Zing motors because of the finish. They just look awesome. We have a 3.5 millimeter bottom plate, actually a little bit thicker than I've normally seen on a lot of micros, so this one should crash pretty well. For those of you guys that are crashing all the time, this one's going to be a tough one. Now also in the box I got some extra 3x2 props, a bunch of hardware, and we get some iFlight stickers. We also get that Cat X OSD menu board. We get an extra strap and 2 pieces of copper stickers inside. And let's go ahead and zero out the scale. Put the quad on there first without the battery, see what it weighs. Should be under 100 grams. 86 grams right there. That's awesome. Not bad for a cinema style micro brushless. Now let's put the 4S 550 on there. This is one of my batteries of choice for this quad, and that's going to get us up to 153 grams. That's not bad at all. It's actually pretty good. Let's go ahead and put the 4S 450 on there. That's what iFlight recommends. It's going to get you around 3.5 minute flight time, and we're looking at 144 grams total takeoff weight with the stock battery. That's not bad. Let's go ahead and do some flying now. Here we go. Let's do the FPV flight test. That's what it's all about today. Putting the Cinepick up for the first time, I realized a few things right off the bat. Number one, I had to come back and try to power lift these trees because the motors, the Zing 1105 motors on board, felt really peppy, and I felt like I had plenty of power immediately with this quad. So this is going to be a dual purpose quad. It's definitely a freestyle maniac. It'll also do cinema if you slow it way down and we put it in stability mode. It gets way less jello in stability mode. So on acro mode, in certain instances above say 45% throttle, I did notice some jello, and you won't notice it down low. When you're doing freestyle like this, it actually looks pretty good. The baby turtle colors are true to life. It's a little bit overcast today, but there's some sun peeking through, so the video is looking way better than those ultra cloudy days. Lots of water on the ground, so no room for mistakes. I'll get a short out, but up high right here is where you're going to start to see some of that jello. And right now I'm in acro mode, so I've been flying for 1 minute, and we should get 4.5 minutes out of this battery during this flight. I'm just going to let this flight run for you guys so you can see a full flight and a full battery. Now I'm down to 15.4 volts, and I just kind of eased off into stability mode to show you the cinema capability of the quad. And the voltage actually went up quite a bit now that I'm down to like 29% throttle. Way less jello and stability. I can still see some there. I can be critical because this is an honest review. I do see some kind of a little bit of bounce right in the middle of the frame. But getting into that cinematic style filming, you can switch into stability mode. And I love going down this road for those twists and turns. And this is a pretty portable quad too. I can't believe that this thing is 120 millimeters. It feels like a 5-inch quad on 4S. It really does. You can also fly this quad on 3S if you want. But back up in the air and stability, flipping back to acro now. Let's do a big slow loop. A little bit of fisheye in this lens, and you can see a lot of fisheye when you do a loop like that with certain lenses. The world is round. It's not flat. So just coming back around to the field here, nice and slow, easing off the throttle, about 32% throttle right here. I'm down to 14.9 volt. Now some big air punch out there. It does have a limit of around 80% throttle. You can take that off if you want to. It did have way less jello on the 4S battery. The higher RPM smoothed everything out in stability mode. 3S, it was just a little bit too much wobble. And if you want to try to smooth out things a little bit further, guys, you can lower your P and D values inside Betaflight. You can also try different props. But what a monster on the power loops. Super beastie power loops with the Cinepick. Going back out for some field flying out here and back around. This is where I felt like the quad was performing the best, was the freestyle side of things. Just crazy power loop and not bottoming out at the bottom of the power loop, which is really nice. So I can pretty much pick any tree in this field and power loop it with the Cinepick. Funny that they call it a Cinepick and it's just a freestyle beast. There's a little more jello in the middle right there in acro mode. Those high RPMs, it just doesn't settle well. So interesting how when you flip into stability mode with this quad that it actually levels out and reduces about, I'd say, over 50% of the jello on your screen, getting it down to maybe 10 to 20%. But again, the colors look fantastic on the baby turtle, and I commented on this baby turtle on my channel before, guys. You guys know that I'm a fan of this particular DVR 1080p 60 frames per second system. It has a really nice true to color. It looks exactly like that day that I was shooting. Really nice. So it does have a dual purpose. The quad is gonna fly freestyle all day. It will power loop like a king. It's gonna be ultra durable because it is 3.5 millimeter unibody bottom plate. And if you want to do cinema, my suggestion is to just back off into stability mode and get those nice straight ahead shots with less jello. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the Cinepick. So let's go ahead back to the studio now, put it on the bench for the final evaluation. Fun factor, 5 out of 5, definitely. Overall score for this one's definitely going to be like a 4.5 because I love the design. The Dead Cat micro brushless design, you don't see it a lot. And it has a really nice rigid feeling canopy. Seeing these TPU canopies on most of the quads these days. It does have 4-bolt quick release. Plenty of camera tilt also on here. I wanted to zoom in and let you guys see this a little bit closer right here. Tons of protection all the way around. I mean, you could go almost to like 40% tilt right there. They have it cut way back. Not a lot of protection for the stack in the middle, but a very, very nice looking carbon fiber from iFlight. And I would say GEP-RC probably has better quality carbon fiber than iFlight produces from their factories, but iFlight has extremely nice motors. The Zing Nanos are where it's at. And again, you can experiment with the props and lower the P's and D's. I think you get a little smoother cinema style out of this quad. But it is serving dual purpose again, freestyle or cinema. I just love looking at this one. I could sit here and look at this one all day, but yeah, overall score for this one, because of the fun factor was so high on freestyle or some mild cinema filming, definitely a 4.5 out of 5. Definitely 2 thumbs up for this design. It's really cool. Fun to fly, looks great, and it has a great power system on here, guys. You'll have some fun with this one if you decide to pick one up. Anyway, guys, I'm Justin Davis. Thanks again for watching my reviews, and I will definitely see you on the next one. Take care, guys.